Hey, yo, Prometheus.
Yes, Legend.
Yeah, we're starting a video, so can you hit record?
We are already recording.
Oh, we're going, okay. Yo, what is up, everybody? I am Legend, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 3 of my favorite new plugins for vocals to get a nice, crispy, clean, and professional sound with a really simple interface. Definitely think you should take it. Somebody at the door?
Yes.
Hold on. I mean, if you ordered something, bro. What in the world? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
I don't kid.
Alright, let's see what we got. So you bought a Christmas tree?
Yes.
With my credit card?
Well, I don't have one.
I'm telling you, man. Next time, just ask me though. So I guess we're putting together a Christmas tree as well. Let's get into the video. So, it's my first official Christmas in my new studio, and I just thought it would be dope to change up the atmosphere a little bit. Kind of make it a special occasion. Christmas is a very fun time for me, and especially this year, I think it's important to kind of acknowledge as much of the good stuff as we possibly can. So I just thought this was a cool idea. So yes, it is the holiday season, and with that comes a lot of software and hardware on sale for us musicians. So this is like the best time to buy software, which is why I'm making this video right now. And probably the next few videos that I release, they're going to be talking about all of the really crazy like deals on software, plugins, different hardware, things that you can get to start your music journey if you haven't already, or to expand your territory. So today I'm talking about 3 really dope plugins from this company called Baby Audio. These are going to be plugins that I'm using for my vocals, really amazing ones that they create and really simple to use. So this is their website right here, and I'm going to be talking about basically these 3 plugins right here. We got Parallel Aggressor, which is kind of like a compressor. Then we have Super VHS, which is probably one of my favorite plugins of these 3 that I would compare to something like Abbey Road tape or vinyl. It's going to be like a lo-fi, kind of add a little texture to your vocal or whatever you're using. And then we have Comeback Kit, which is a really dope delay. All of these really simple and easy to use, pretty straightforward, and I want to show you how it's going to level up your vocals, your music production, all that stuff. So basically, I'm going to come in here and work with a song I have called Vino Grona. This is a song from Ouroboros Prologue, which is one of my EPs, the second of 2. So you may have heard it, you may have not, but if you haven't, I'll leave a link down below. Here's what the vocal sounds like, the way that I had it processed before. These are all going to be like Waves plugins.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Hear a little bit of a delay in there.
Yeah, the moment's bittersweet.
Reverb.
Truthfully, I don't want it to end.
We'll solo.
Even though we had a lot to drink tonight.
You hear that compressor really working in there. So a lot of different things going on. We have our basic cleaning vocals like Waves, Tune, Noise Gate, and a vocal writer. I'm going to leave those on. We also have a Manny Triple D's and a de-esser. So those are going to be also ones that I choose to leave on as well. But I'm going to try and replicate everything that you hear right here.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Try to get that sound or better using just those 3 plugins from Baby Audio. Right now I'm using a compressor, so we need to compress this vocal. I'm using a few different plugins for delays and echoes in conjunction with each other, which is something that I like to do. I like to stack my reverbs and delays. It just has an effect that I like. Maybe it's not right, maybe it is, I don't care. It just gets the sound that I want. And then I have a few different coloring things like Abbey Road vinyl, Maserati VX, different things like that. So I'm going to actually mute all of these. So here's the pretty dry vocal.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So what I'm going to start with is what I usually start with after I add the vocal writer, which is a compressor. I'm going to use Parallel Aggressor. So this is what it looks like when you add it. Now, usually what you get when you open up a compressor, I'll show you with the CLA2A, is just basically two knobs that you're focusing on, which is going to be the gain and the peak reduction. So this is how much you're putting in, and this is how much you're squashing on the out. Here, it's essentially the same thing, except you have these two knobs, and then you have these three different sliders. The two knobs are going to be spank and heat. Spank is basically the compressor, the compression that you're adding to the vocal itself. Heat is going to be a little bit of that distortion that you're getting, and I will show you actually what that sounds like. So we'll solo spank right now, and I have it turned up to 64. So this is the amount that you're adding to it.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So you hear how it's like ducking the audio, trying to get that compression going.
Get the chance to see you again.
So that's just the spank by itself. Then you have the dry vocal, which is obviously the vocal without any effects.
I don't know if I'll ever get.
Pretty straightforward. And then you have the heat level. Now heat, well, like I said, I'm soloing this so you can hear the sound. It is the amount of like grit and distortion slight that you add on there. So I'll show you if I turn this all the way down.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
You hear that?
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
So I'll leave it right here. Now what this is going to do is it's taking all three signals, the compression, which is the spank, the dry vocal, which is nothing, and the heat, which is that saturated sound. It's throwing them all into the same, like all coming out the same end. But you're adjusting the levels of what, you know, based on what kind of sound you want. So if you want a really saturated sound, you turn the heat all the way up to 100 and you blast the decibels, and that's going to be what's highlighted.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
That's a really great way to get like a really gritty type of sound if you're trying to go for something like that. But I'm not trying to go for something like that. So I'm going to take it down to like 45 and lower the level to like -5 decibels. The dry I'll leave right at 0 because that's, you know, my dry vocal. And then the spank, the compression, I'll leave it at about 65, and we'll do it at -1 decibels.
I don't know if I'll ever get the
all three of these working together. And then we have these sections down here where you add extra punch, extra smack, and extra hot. These are the ones that I want to focus on. So you add a little bit more heat. Right now I already have that checked. We're going to add some more punch.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
And then extra smack as well.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
All right, so I like the way that sounds. We'll turn the output up just a little bit.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
So we'll do that. You don't want to overkill, but you do want to give it some color. Moving on to the next one, I want to focus on that delay that I have. So that is where we come to Comeback Kit. And before I was using just a built-in regular Garageband echo, as well as a few delays that I have in voice centric. So that one's turned down just a little bit. And CLA vocals, that one's on the 8th note delay. Right there. Ideally, what I was trying to go for in this song is to see you again, see you again. I don't want it to end. These are going to be time signatures. If you don't know about time signatures, I recommend you at least kind of familiarize with yourself with those, especially if you're trying to use delays. You're going to have to know these kinds of things to get the speed that you want. So right now it's a half note.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So you hear that? Every half note is getting the delay in there.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
And it's doing that based on the tempo as well, so that's really cool. But then if we do, let's say, a quarter note delay, it's gonna, I don't know.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
If I do an 8th note, it's gonna, I don't know
if I'll ever get.
So what I wanted to do for this song, just to not crowd the vocals, is to do a half note delay, which gives me kind of like a, you know, the space to fill in these little blank pieces right here, which is what I like to do with the delays. I like to have them fill in those blank spaces instead of me having to sing something or write something else. The cool thing about this is you can edit how that delay sounds from the low cut, the high cut, how it's attacking, the sustain. You can add a little bit of a spreader to there, make it sound more rich. So I'm just gonna play around with these things and show you what they do. First off, I want to go with this ducker here and get the output going. So I want my delay to come out the end not so wet. So right now it's pretty in the forefront.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
Way too loud, way too loud. So the wetness we have to turn down. I'm gonna turn that probably down to, let's just say 25. And the dry, which is the dry vocal, once again, we're gonna leave that up. Play that.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So you can still hear it well enough. I'm going to turn it actually up to like 35 because once the music comes in, you might not be able to hear it. But the ducker is what I like to focus on as well. This is the feature that I like about this particular plugin. Basically, what happens is when you have something that ducks the audio, that basically means the delay that's coming out is not going to be heard until I'm finished singing. In other words, there's no audio here, as you can see, these blank spaces. Once this senses these blank spaces and there's no input going, it's going to allow the delay to be heard. So if I turn the wetness all the way up and I turn the ducker to like 64, you'll hear, in extreme case, but you'll hear what it's doing.
I don't know if
Nothing?
I'll ever get the chance to see you
Hear
again.
So you hear how it came in as soon as I stopped singing, especially right here, see you again.
See you again.
That's when it really came up. So that's what the ducker does, but I still want to turn this wetness down because we still want the output to be, you know, and then we'll turn the ducker to like 40 and hear how that sounds.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So it brings it up enough to be heard. I might even do like 45, but not too much to overpower the vocals. And that's in conjunction with turning the wetness up and down.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
I like that. And then also what I like to do with my delays is turn the high cut down. So it's giving it like a little bit of a muffled sound. It's muffled. That way it's still being heard. That effect is still there, but it's not completely taking over the track. Because you want it to just be like a background effect, a background vocal. You don't want it to be something that's all in the forefront. That's the whole reason why we have this ducking and turning the wetness down in the first place. So I like to add a high cut, which is basically a low pass filter. Everything that's on the low end passes through.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
You hear that?
Yeah, the moment's been. I don't know if.
So the cool thing about that is it's also helping to kind of cut down on the volume a little bit, but maybe a little too much. So I'll turn the wetness up a little bit more.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again. Yeah, the moment's been.
Nice, nice. Now, another thing that I like about Comeback Kid is this wider section over here. That's going to be kind of like, it says stereo. It's like your stereo sound. It's going to spread that vocal, give it kind of a chorus effect, but only on the delay. We're only talking about the delay. So I love a spreader. I love something that widens the vocals, and we're going to turn the richness. Well, first we'll do wide.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Rich up.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So that's pretty dope. Then we have a tape, which is adding a little bit. All this stuff is flavor over here. We got sauce, we got swirl, and we got tape. So this is kind of like Abbey Road vinyl, like you're adding some vintage effects to it, some color. You can play around with this the way that you want. It'll kind of give it, the swirl is kind of like a flanger, like kind of effect. Tape, I would imagine, is probably like a little bit more grit to that delay. So we have our compressed vocal with a nice delay on there, and now we want to add some real character to the vocal. And this is going to be my favorite one from Baby Audio. This is going to be Super VHS. Kind of similar to Abbey Road. Super VHS is going to add, like I said, a little bit of that old school like color filter character to it. So it has a bunch of different aspects to it, which down here we've got static, we've got the shape of it, we've got heat, which is kind of like compression. We have wash, which is a reverb. We have drift, which is a little bit more that swirl slash flanger effect. The mix, which is basically turning up all this stuff to kind of get the sound more prevalent in the forefront. And then the output's going to be outputting everything. So, and then this button right here, I'll show you what that does later, but it's a pretty cool button. So I'm gonna just play it as it is.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
You hear that?
Yeah, the moment's big. I don't know.
A little bit of that fuzz in the back. I love that. We'll add some heat too.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Not too much.
Yeah, the moment's big.
We'll add some reverb as well.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
I'm gonna drag the mix down a little bit so that I can add more reverb, but it's not so strong.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Some drift.
Yeah, the moment's big. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
And then shape is kind of like a bit crusher. It adds that like video game effect to whatever you have this applied on.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
I don't want that on this particular song, so we're gonna leave that alone for now. But then we have the magic button, which I think is the highlight of this plugin, which also is featured for free, just the magic button by itself, on Baby Audio's website. If you like, I think you leave your email, you can get this button for free. But I'll show you what it does. So right now, here's what we have.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
And then with magic applied.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Already, if I play this with our music, it's gonna sound really dope from what we had before. So this is dry vocals, nothing on it.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Whereas if I add all three of those plugins, just three, with all those different things that I just added.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again. Yeah, the moment's big. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to.
Now, I would not necessarily stop here. If these are the only plugins you have, then of course you could do that as well. But for me personally, what I would do is add just one more plugin, which is going to be, for me, Greg Wells in this case, or CLA. But Greg Wells, I think, really complemented all of these plugins really nicely without being too harsh, because CLA vocals can come on a little strong at times.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
And then with Greg Wells.
I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
So dope.
Yeah, the moment's big. I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to see you again.
Yeah, hopefully I kind of showed you guys just how dope these three plugins are and how useful they can be for your workflow to kind of give you a little bit of a creative sound characteristic to your vocal when you're singing, when you're recording, so that it doesn't sound so dry and just monotone and just like boring, whatever, what's going on here. I hope that I helped you guys out some way. It is Christmas time, as you can see. I've got the freaking Christmas tree up, thanks to my buddy over here, Prometheus, who ordered it with my credit card. But anyway, so there's going to be links down below for you to get all of these plugins. They are affiliate links. This video is not sponsored, by the way. I really do think that these plugins are very useful for you guys. And so the next couple videos are going to be just me recommending a bunch of stuff. I hope that's okay, but also kind of teaching you how, you know, these things work to process vocals. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section. Leave a like on this video if it was helpful. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video. I thank you guys for watching. As always, let's get this holiday season going. Stay legendary.